everyone. How's everyone today? Welcome to Commercial Farming by the Dirt Road Farmer. Well, first things are first. My wife and I would love to wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas to all. And thank you very much for supporting us. Thank you very much for supporting this channel. And I hope each and every one of you have a very merry and happy Christmas. Well, okay, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plant this field. I think that's what we're going to do today. And so let's just jump right onto it. Now I've got these guys all programmed in, and basically all we've got to do is tell them to go to work, so we're going to do that. Okay. And he'll unfold. Now these planters, they take a while to get unfolded. Yeah. But they do take quite a swipe too. So, oh yeah. As soon as he gets unloaded or unfolded, he's going to be making he'll start it off, and I've got him set up to skip a row, and well, I don't know. It says there's something wrong here. Alright, let's get this. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. But it is. Alright, so we're going to get it. Said it needed to be refitted. Now, that's a new one on me. I've never seen that before. So, let's see what's going on here. Alright. Now let's pull this up on a little bit and see if we can get him to go now. Needs to be refilled. Oh, okay. Alright, well. Alright, well, let me take a minute and I'll go back and yeah, we're out of fertilizer. I didn't even notice we were out of fertilizer. Alright, well, I'll get back with you in just a moment. I'll go and refill him. Alright, well, we got that first one filled up with liquid fertilizer. And this guy is all filled up and ready to go. I apologize. Excuse me for that. I didn't even check. I was out of fertilizer on that one. So we are planting corn for a crop rotation, and so that means the whole farm is going to be planted in corn, or let's put it this way, all the fields that we harvest for sale, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's going to be something new, something different. Yeah, and there ain't no telling how much corn we're going to get, because corn adds up pretty fast. So, but these guys they are going to take quite a big swipe going down through here, as you can tell. And that's what we need on these big fields. Now another thing, and I'm sure that most of you already know, these corn planters, they will also plant soybeans. So it may be that we'll be using these planters a lot, you know, on the farm, instead of the big planter that we use, that we have to use big bud with. So let's jump out, come over here and check and see what we're doing. All right, as you can see, this field is 476.93 acres, so for all practical purposes it's 477 acres. And our yield bonus is 100%, and we're 100% fertilized, and we're planting corn. So it looks good to me. So anyway, we're gonna let these guys get a little farther along, and I'll get right back with you. All right, well, these guys are really off to a good start. Everything is looking real good with them. Yes. Couldn't be more happier. One thing that I thought that I would bring to your attention, and I've had comments on it before, they say, well, why isn't your seed level going down? All right, so let's bring up the HUD. Now, you see my cursor here? This right here is my money. Right up here in the right-hand top corner. Now, I've got this set to where my helpers, my drivers, can automatically buy seed and fertilizer and keep this thing filled up. I'm paying for it, as you can see. You see these numbers right here? Yes. So it's not like I'm cheating. No, I'm not cheating. It's costing me money. And not only is it costing me in wages, but as you can see, for seed and fertilizer, yes, I'm paying. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So like I said, I've had comments about it before, and yes, I am buying the feed or the seed and fertilizer. It's just that they're buying it themselves and putting it in there as needed. So, and I've got it set to keep it full and also to keep it healthy. So just a little tidbit. And actually it won't take long at all to get this field done. Now I think because it's Christmas Eve and everything, I think that we get this field done, I think that we will have done enough. Now the field on our left up there, this field across the grassy part, that's the big field up there. That's 2,800 and some acres. Off camera or off video, I went in and I mulched every bit of that. So on our next video, we'll go ahead and we'll get these planters started, and we'll be planting 3 fields at one time. So that'll be in our next video. But I wanted to get a video out today for Christmas, and I hope everyone is visiting with family and friends. It's a happy time of the year. I've got kind of a little story about Christmas several years ago when our kids were small. Uh, you know, Santa Claus comes. Now, I don't know what goes on at your house with Santa Claus, but at our house, Santa Claus brought gifts that were wrapped. Now, I've had some people tell me that Santa Claus didn't bring wrapped gifts to their house. They were just toys and games and whatever the kids wanted on their list. That's kind of what they got, but it wasn't wrapped. Well, Santa Claus wrapped our kids' gifts. So, when the kids were small, Christmas morning, I can remember it as if it was yesterday. You know, me and Mama, we'd lay in that bed. Now, we were awake, but we knew what was going to happen. So we'd lay in that bed, and the kids knew that they couldn't unwrap gifts until we were all up and awake and where we could take pictures and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So, I guess it's kind of ornery, really, but my wife and I, we'd lay in there and act like we'd sleep. Well, and all of a sudden, you know, we'd have our eyes closed, we'd hear that door open. And them kids, our kids, would get down on their hands and knees, and they'd crawl in our bedroom. And then they'd start making little noises, and then they'd get tickled, and they'd start laughing. And the idea was they were trying to so-called wake us up accidentally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, those are some of the happy times in our lives that all of us need to think about. And we need to cherish those moments. You don't get them back. You know, when your kids are grown and you've got grandkids, they understand then, your kids will understand then the joy that you experience now, or the joy that you were experiencing whenever they were small. So, yes, I just wanted to kind of share that little tidbit with you, that I always, I will always cherish those moments till the day that I'm gone. So, and I thought it was, you know, a good story to share with you on Christmas Eve. Yes, take time for them youngins. It's you don't get that time back, and it goes so fast, so fast. So anyway, these guys are getting right along, and just like whenever I skip a row on anything else, if you guys been following me, and even if you're doing it yourself, you know that as they're skipping a row, they'll go all the way across the field, and then they'll come back picking up all the rows that they skipped, and then the job will be done. So I guess I'll get back with you here in a little bit when they get just a little farther along. All right. Well, as those guys are planting up there, I thought we would run down here and check a field that I'm thinking about buying. And if everything is good with it, then I think we will buy it. But yeah. We've got, and I mean that's what it takes. You know, we have these large harvests, these big harvests, and we sell a lot of crops. And it looks like we make a lot of money, but in return, you know, it takes a lot of money to make money. So we're gonna go down here and we're gonna take a look at a big field, a big field, and see what it consists of, see if we'll be interested in it or what. Now, this field right here is the one we're talking about. And we're going to turn our HUD on so we can tell everything about this field. Okay. Right off the bat, the field area, the field is 5,078.61 acres. Yes. 5,078 acres. And we can't see the end of it that way. And we sure can't see the end of it this way. But one thing else that we can look at is it is soybeans. The yield bonus is 98%, which, you know, is okay. I shoot for 100, but 98% is okay, and it's 100% fertilized. So we would be able to get a good return on our money, and I think probably, let's go look at the HUD. We have to wait for it to save, of course. All right. Now, give you some idea how big this field is. If you see my cursor, this is the field that we're planting right now. This is the field that we're looking at. Field 12. Yes. That's a big field. Yeah. So I guess what we'll do, we may or may not buy it. Let's find out what they want for that field. All right. Oh man. They want $61,794,535 for that. Should we buy it? I think we probably should. Let's buy that. My goodness, now it belongs to us. All right, now there's one big field up here, field 16, that we still don't own yet. That may be next year. This one took a chunk off of us. All right, we own it. Yep, now if we get on, yeah, now we own it. All right. That took a chunk of money too, didn't it? Oh yeah. All right, well, we'll get over here and check on our guys planting and see how they're coming along. It looked like from the HUD, it looked like that they had reached the end of the field, or were getting ready to reach the end of the field. And then they'll be on their way back, picking up all the rows that they skipped, you know. So I'll get back with you when we get over there. All right. Yep. It looks like they have reached the end of the field and now they're on their way back. Excellent. Excellent. You know, this time of the year, it reminds me of another story of back whenever I was young. I mean, real young. And winters used to be, in our neck of the woods, used to be a lot colder, and we used to have quite a bit more snow than what we have nowadays. I don't exactly know why, and that's probably a whole big debate on reasons why and all that. But for the sake of the story is, I was probably 11, 12, 13 years old, something like that. Well, where we lived next to a farmer, and him and his wife, they could not have children. And they had been married for several years. They were an older couple. I'm guessing probably they were, I don't know, maybe in their 60s. But they lived on a farm. They had a farm. And as I said, they had no children of their own because they were unable to have children. So the people in the surrounding area, I hate to call it a neighborhood because it wasn't really a neighborhood, it was country, you know. But the kids in our area there, we all knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody. And this older couple, every year, would invite us kids to come down for Christmas. And not necessarily for Christmas. They did it for Valentine's Day. They did it for different holidays, you know. But in the wintertime, whenever it snowed and got real cold, they would invite us down for, number one, a hayride. And a hayride then was not like hayrides now. Hayrides were excellent. Well, what you did was you spent the biggest part of the day, because the hayride was going to be, maybe 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the evening. So you spent the biggest part of your day getting your sled and everything ready because you knew what was going to happen. Well, then everybody would walk down to these people's house, and sometimes it was about a mile or so that you had to walk to get there. So we'd all get there and we'd go on our hayride, and then they would take us to this place that they had prepared. Now it was in a field, and this field had terraces in it. But this gentleman would take his tractor and his blade, and he would pack down a place in that field for us to ride our sleds down. And everybody had one. I bet there was sometimes 20 of us kids down there, if not more. And him and his wife, they were the biggest ducks in the puddle. And like I said, he would pack this ride down that field, over them terraces, and at the top of the hill, him and his wife had hauled a bunch of firewood in there, and they had a big old bonfire going. They had hot chocolate and hot dogs, whatever we wanted, they had it. And you know, I thank them people for that. That's part of growing up, and to take time out of their lives to give to us kids that were not even related to them. That's unheard of these days. And I'm not going to say it's unheard of. I shouldn't have said that, but you don't see very much of that these days. If you just take a few minutes out of your life to do for somebody else, man. And I understand nowadays, now that I'm grown and I'm a grandpa myself, I understand why those people did what they did. They couldn't have children of their own. So they lived their children's life through us. And yes, that's awesome. So anyway, I know you get tired of hearing me babble on with my stories, but stuff like that to me is very interesting, and we look back on it now, and the way we saw it as a child, through a child's eyes, what difference it makes when we look through it with an adult eyes and our grandparents' eyes. So anyway, these guys are getting right along, and they're gonna get it done in no time. So I think what we'll do is we'll call this a video. It's been a great day. It's Christmas Eve, and I don't know what you guys are having, but we're gonna smoke a ham, and we're gonna have a bunch of victuals, and we're gonna have parents over. We're going to have our children over, grandkids, and it's going to be a big day tomorrow. So we've got to prepare today. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this content, please leave me a comment. I would love it. If you get tired of my stories, tell me so. Leave me a comment and say, we don't really care about your stories. You won't offend me at all. I won't know unless you tell me. So, I think as a dirt road farmer, I think we're going to call it a day. And as always, thank you for watching